Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope we are all doing great, and I hope the week has been a great one. Welcome again to my weekly live broadcast, where we have interaction and learn together. And today will not be an exception. So, thank you once again for joining. I'm excited to be here to engage and to interact with us as usual. And today we'll be having a very, very interesting discourse from solo performer to team leader, mastering the shift from managing self to managing others. This has been a major gap, given even where we are as Africans, where over 50% of our population is younger than 30 years old. It simply means that the responsibility is falling on young professionals earlier than their predecessors or earlier than the past generation. And what it simply means is that there will be quite a lot of gap and challenges. And this is what we'll be closing today. This is what we'll be trying to ensure we address and we speak to. I'll be speaking from my personal experience, and I'll also be speaking from industry insight and known options in terms of the habits and the actions that, if leveraged and employed properly, would help us to resolve this challenge. It's a huge one, and I believe that would have a lot of traction, finding opportunity to resolve them today. All right, if you are meeting me for the first time, thank you for joining. My name is Opeyemi Shokunbi. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Press One Africa. This weekly session is just to share practical experience, practical insight, practical industry, statistics, knowledge as to prevailing matters and matters that can shape your future, shape your relationship with people, and help you become a better professional. And sometimes we speak about challenges in our business, personal lives, and the opportunities we can create from those challenges. Our outline, as usual, is I'll do a quick recap of what we learned last week. Then we go into the crust, the heart of the matter, which is our main discourse, and we try to summarize so that depending on where you are joining us from, you would not be lost in the mist. You'll be able to follow through on the conversation and have a very good time as we engage and interact together. Awesome. Last week we spoke about difficult conversation, handling tough talks with customers, and we learned just about 7 things that I believe was useful to every one of us. And I'd love to quickly do a recap of those 7 things again. We spoke by asking ourselves that we need to start with listening, not defensiveness. Listen to the customer. What are the issues? What's their opinion? Don't defend yourself. Now, clarify before you correct, meaning what exactly are they saying? Is what you are hearing what they are saying? So repeat yourself. Ma'am, is this what you're saying? Sir, is this what you mean? And then you can move into the next stage. Now, sometimes people come to you and speak to you with an energy of a mixture of anxiety, anger, and sometimes it doesn't, land so well. So separate the person from the problem. Focus on the problem the person is speaking to. Don't be riled with emotions or be distracted by how the person presents the issue. Now, have 100% context before responding. So if there are other places or other sources that has been referred to, it could be an email, it could be a WhatsApp chat, it could be any other engagement, conversational channel, CRM, have the context before you then respond to the person. So if you cannot respond immediately, ask for some time that you get back to the person. Never tolerate customer abuse. Never. So have a policy that speaks to what is expected of a customer and what is expected of a staff. Ensure that you will not in your organization and as a person tolerate customer abusing your employees. It's a no. Now turn complaints into insight. So people will come with a lot of complaints. There's friction here. I have this issue, I have that issue. Ensure you have a total overview of them and turn it around into insight. With these insights, you will be able to identify opportunities in your business, resolve issues that are pending, issues that are, protracted, and you would be able to find yourself delighting your customers better. Now, every loop should be closed with empathy and action. Don't just dismiss the conversation or just close the issue, close the ticket, and move on. No. Ensure that there is empathy and there is action in whatever you are doing. So if there will be a need for a new process, let it be need for a new process. If there's been, bad feelings that has been shared, ensure that it's managed and it's closed properly so that the customer understands that you have their interest at heart, and even irrespective of how they have expressed themselves, you understand exactly how they are feeling and you're on the journey with them to helping their business prosper. Awesome. So we go into today's session, and we'll be starting as usual with some icebreakers. So I'll be asking just a few questions. Think about your very first day as a manager. Which best describe how you felt? Were you confident and ready? Were you completely unprepared? Were you just figuring it out as you went on? Or are you still on your very first day? Now just think through, and whatever feeling or whatever imagination comes to you, if you are live with me, drop it in the comment. If you join later on, please drop it in the comment. Let us know exactly how you felt. I think on my own part, for the first day, I think there was really nothing major. It was a bit surreal. I felt the weight of the responsibility. I felt now this is what you've looked forward to. Now is the time. I felt the weight. But there was some common, knowledge or wisdom that, resided with me. And I'm not sure I'll be sharing some of them here. Let me note one quickly. One of the first things I've understood is that no one will respect you for, or no one will treat you specially than the way you present yourself. Now, what I mean actually is that what people really, 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 really laud and respect is that role, not your person. So you need to walk through that journey of building that trust, earning the respect, and having that person or figure that they can look up to. But on day one, it is that title, it is that responsibility, it is that role that people will be doing. Yes, sir. Yes, ma. Okay, sir. Okay, ma. For not for you as a person. So I learned that quickly. Now, drop one word in the comments that describe how leadership has surprised you so far. Has it been a buzz boost for you? Has it been overwhelming? Has it been rewarding? Has it been exhausting? Has it been eye-opening? Was it what you really wanted? Like people will say, is it what you ordered versus, the same thing that you got? What exactly and how did you feel so far? Sometimes you look forward to it and say, oh, I want to become this person. And when you become that person, the feeling, gets different. Sometimes you ask yourself that, oh, how I wish I did not ask for it. So how exactly has it been? Has it been overwhelming? Has it been rewarding? Has it been exhausting? Has it been eye-opening? Please share in the comments and let's have a conversation around it. All right, if your current leadership journey was a weather emoji, what would it be? Would it be sunshine? Would it be the cloud? Would it be thunder? Would it be rainbow? All blue, all shining, all, moving steady with steez? Or will it be will it be a thunderstorm? What exactly will it be? Just imagine, picture it, and then let's have Let's have a feel about it. Drop it in the comment. Tell us what it is in terms of the weather, in terms of the emoji. You can pick one out of the ones I've described. If mine is not descriptive enough, pick the one that is descriptive for you, and then tell us why. All right, so we'll be moving into the discourse properly. The first thing I'll be speaking about in introducing us is, what is a challenge? Now, one thing you need to understand is that you are good enough, you are a performer. So someone saw you and felt you were worthy of being rewarded with a promotion to lead your peers or other people. And this is a challenge in itself, because is there a metric that has measured your readiness? Is there anything that has trained you to evolve from you as an individual contributor, a performer, into being a team leader? What has been done? And this transition from individual contributor to team leader is one of the most challenging career leaps professionals face, because you are moving from managing yourself to managing others. When you manage yourself, you understand exactly what your schedule looks like, what your day looks like, and what you need to deliver. Managing others is a lot of other things put together. You now need to look into exactly how people are working, how they are getting their results. Is it consistent? Are they doing the right thing? How can they do the right thing? Whereas your job is waiting for you. Now, it's also a fundamental shift in mindset and skill sets. It means that you need to start changing how you are thinking. Instead of just thinking and watching out for yourself, you are thinking and watching out for a total chemistry of a collection of people. Then the skill set you need as an individual contributor is totally different when it comes to the skill set you need as a young leader or as an emerging team leader. Now, most are thrust into leadership without adequate preparation. This is a constant. Everyday organizations without preparation thrust people into the position, hoping that they will get along, they will fumble through, and they will start performing, and they will start, becoming, A-leaders. What usually happens? It could be the demise of a team member. It could be the resignation that is not planned. It could even be someone in the team is relieved of their duty with immediate effect, and someone has to take up that responsibility. Voila, it is you. Now, the stakes are high. Now you deal with team performance, the morale of the team, the retention, all hanging in the balance. Now, let's look at some filter statistics. The number reveals a startling leadership preparation crisis. Over 25% of first-time managers felt unprepared to lead. Nearly 60% received no training whatsoever when taking on their first leadership role. 50% of managers are rated as ineffective. 60% of new managers underperform or fail within their first 2 years. This is the cost of unprepared leadership, and it is devastating for both individuals and organizations. Data, they say, don't lie. And this is it before you. Now, what are the consequences? The impact on the human, both the leader, the follower, and the organization as a whole. Now, when managers fail, everyone suffers. 40% of employees report anxiety due to untrained first-time managers. 36% lose motivation under poor leadership. 21% have trouble sleeping because of workplace stress. You say, no, this is too much. No, this is the reality people are facing. Over 1/3 want to leave their company as a direct result. When you hear things like people don't leave an organization, they leave their leader, this is where it falls. Where over 1/3 wants to leave their company as a direct result of a manager failing at what they were asked to come and do. Now, this isn't just about performance metrics, it's about human well-being and organizational survival. Some organizations have crashed due to issues like this before, and we need to watch out for them. So what are the steps? What are the habits? What are the actions that we need to take? The first I'd love to speak about is that you need to embrace continuous learning. The only thing no one can take away from you when you shift from one place to the other is how much of learning you have inculcated into yourself, or how much of new things you know and you have started practicing. No one will take it away from you. In fact, it is the cumulative of all these learnings plus the doings that we call experience. There is nothing more. Experience is what you have learned plus what you have done. That's all. And this is why you need to understand that as a young emerging leader, the number one thing you need to really embrace is the culture of continuous learning. Now, don't wait on your organization to train you. Be proactive on your own development. When you see that there is an opportunity or there is a role you are targeting, don't wait for the organization to say in 2 years' time you will get here. No, you need to start preparing yourself. I could remember back about 10 years ago, I took a CIM UK course because I was targeting shifting from IT department into the marketing team to join the digital marketing team and to strategically position the organization, on the path of progress using digital tools. So I took my own money, went on the training, and learned a lot of things. Till date, those things are still applicable. I'm still using them. They are still useful to me. They are still relevant to me. One of the things I learned is consumer behavior. And this goes across every, strata of businesses, whether you are dealing with tech, you are dealing with manufacturing, you are dealing with logistics, whatever you are dealing with. Every consumer in that sector will have how they behave. And this is where sometimes we don't tend to focus on. We just focus on solving the problem and moving on. So continuing, you have to adopt a growth mindset towards leadership. You need to treat leadership as a new craft to master. Set out books, courses, and training programs. Now, your technical skill got you here. Please listen and listen very well. Your technical skills got you here. But leading others is a completely new discipline. And continuous learning is the foundation of leadership excellence. Now, some industry insight or data says that the training gap is wider than most realize. Only 39% of new managers receive any formal leadership training. So what will fix this gap? And this is where your continuous improvement or continuous learning comes in. Nearly 60% get no training at all in their first leadership role. Most organizations assume promotion equals depreciation. Now, when it comes to the tech industry, the fast-moving, demands, both technical and management upskilling, makes people just get promoted. There's a vacuum, someone is thrown in there. And in a world where most receive no training, self-directed learning becomes your competitive advantage. You have just no choice. This is the only option you have. You need to equip yourself, prepare yourself, and adapt yourself to keep learning on how to be better at leading others and impacting change at your role and in the organization. Now, as usual, like I always do, an African proverb to drive it home. The one who plants knowledge never harvests ignorance. The one who plants knowledge never harvests ignorance. It's an Akan proverb from Ghana. And, just to buttress it, just as farmers prepares the soil before planting, a wise leader prepares their mind before leading others. The harvest of effective leadership comes from the seed of continuous learning planted today. All right, let's move on to number 2. Seek mentors and peer supports. And I note that you need to stand on the shoulder of giants. You are not the first leader, you will not be the last leaders. There are people who have successfully occupied the role. It might be in your organization, in a different department, outside the organization. Seek mentoring and peer support. Now, don't lead in isolation. Find guides for your leadership journey. Remember that your journey is unique to you albeit other people have similar paths that they have followed and has worked for them. So identify experienced leaders to mentor you. Build peer networks from other new managers. Leverage community connections and professional networks. Create a support system for tough decisions and challenges. You want to take a decision that you think will impact the organization and people might revolt or things can go wrong. Find a support system to understand how they have dealt with it historically. What was the result? What would they do differently if they were in your shoes? And readapt it to your own use case and implement. Now, mentorship transforms the lonely journey of leadership into a guided path to success. Let me note quickly that I could remember as IT manager, I went to a neighboring company, not exactly a competitor, but at least they were also a manufacturing company. And I went to observe exactly how they set up the tech for their boardroom and what was unique that I wasn't doing in my own organization. That's peer support. It looks, little or, but it's a lot, because as much as possible, when you keep to yourself and you feel you are the best at what you are doing, you will shortchange yourself, shortchange your team, shortchange your organization. All right. Now, insight says most new managers are left to sink or swim alone. Only 34% of new managers had any mentoring support. Merely 31% received coaching during their transition. 72% retention rate for employees with mentors versus 49% without mentors. Meaning those who had mentors had more employees satisfied working with them and retained than those who did not have mentors. 72 to 49 is a huge number. Huge number. Now, companies with mentoring programs see significant higher performance. And the data is clear. Mentored leaders succeed, isolated leaders struggle. So what kind of leader do you want to make yourself? Do you want to make yourself a mentored, a coached leader, or an isolated leader? You will struggle alone. I've faced crises before. That when I face some of these crises, the first thing that I'm able to do, or that comes to mind, is that I call mentors who have gone through similar issues, similar problems, and are able to support, are able to guide as to exactly what they should do. And I think in one of our conversations, I will speak about how to handle crisis. And then maybe we can go deeply into what to look for, what not to look for, how to manage it, how to divert it, and how to manage your energy during those crises. If you want me to speak about it, please drop in the comments. You can drop also message in my inbox. When the root of a tree begins to decay, it spreads death to the branches. This is a proverb from the eastern part of Nigeria. And just as tree needs strong roots to nourish its branches, a leader needs strong mentors to nourish their growth. Without this foundation, both the leader and their team will struggle to thrive. Don't wait on your strength alone or rely and depend on your strength alone to help your team evolve and be excellent. All right, cultivate emotional intelligence. Here, I say that you need to hold your breath. You need to think more when people are talking to you and talk less. All right. The shift to managing others is fundamentally about people, not just projects. Remember that if the people you are working with are not in the right mind frame, they are not, aligned with you properly, the work will suffer. And this is why you need to make sure that you focus more on the people side and improve your engagement with the people rather than just thinking about what have we done today? Are we on track to meet the KPI? How much have we sold this week? What is the target for next year? Those things are critical, they are important, but when the people are in the right frame of mind, then they will deliver those objectives. Now, develop self-awareness of your strengths and triggers. What are the things that throws you off? You need to understand them and you need to manage them properly now that you are leading others. Now, practice empathy and active listening. As much as possible, I'm not saying that be, in quote, a mumu leader or a soft leader that people trample on or get away with anything with. No, but add empathy and be able to understand when people are saying the truth and when there is some bit of non-valid, reality or statement in some of the things they are saying. And also, historically, you'd have seen the patterns of people's behavior. So understand how to apply empathy and active listening. Now, manage your emotions and responses professionally. The way you speak to your colleagues while you were peer is going to be different how you speak to them as their manager. So you must manage your emotions and responses professionally. When people get at you, you cannot afford as a leader to speak exactly the way you are feeling. All right, build trust through emotional stability and understanding. Now, your IQ might have gotten you the promotion, but your EQ, your emotional quotient determines your success as a leader. And I believe this was projected between 2020 to 2030 as one of the top 10 skills that leaders must have: emotional intelligence. All right, the EQ gap. Emotional intelligence is where most leaders struggle. Nearly half of emerging managers fail at effective conflict management. I would imagine that sometimes as leaders, you will think you are always right. But this cannot apply all the time. You are not God and you are not a demigod. So you need to understand that you must effectively manage conflicts. Organizations report new leaders lack empathy and soft skills. Poor people reading skills lead to communication breakdown. Remember, again, also in communication, the body language of people speak a lot. There are times that you are speaking to a team member to take a direction, knowing full well that direction is not appropriate, and knowing you being a hard leader, their body language will speak if you really watch. And this is why you need to read people. You need to have that skill to be able to read the room, read the body language of the people, understand what is spoken and what is not spoken. Now, 70% of team engagement is directly attributable to manager behavior. 70% of team engagement is directly attributable to manager behavior. Now, technical expertise alone cannot compensate for emotional intelligence deficit. So you might be good technically, you might be sound technically, but that will not compensate for emotional intelligence deficits. That will not compensate for you not handling issues at the appropriate time when they should be managed and when they should be handled. It won't compensate. And this we really need to understand. Your skill, different, it got you the promotion in the first place, but now you have to develop your emotional intelligence and be a better leader. The art of leadership. A calm river carries more than a rushing stream. This is a Shona proverb from Zimbabwe. A calm river carries more than a rushing stream. Remember, when we started out, I advised that you need to take your breath, listen more, and speak less. Like a calm river that moves with steady power, an emotionally intelligent leader achieves more through composure and understanding than one who rushes with unchecked emotions. Please note, it's critical that as a leader, like people will say on the street, you need to manage your steez. You need to manage your composure. You can't just be throwing out tantrums. You can't just be throwing out anger. Manage your steez. Even if you are angry, try to hold your thoughts, hold your words, hold everything until when things are calm, and then you can speak. Again, you don't send an email when you are angry. No. You don't issue a query when you are angry. No. You calm down. You understand the issue, understand what's would have been done better, and then you are now acting. Number 4, communicate clearly and listen actively. Listen to understand and not to respond, and foster dialogue. This can never, ever be overstated. Communication is arguably the number one skill for new managers to master. Establish regular one-on-one meetings with your team members. Practice active listening. Hear more than you speak. Provide context and explain the why behind decision. Tailor your communication style to different audiences. Now, this last point, I don't know how else to explain it other than everyone in your team will never ever be on the same communication style. In fact, I've rarely seen a team that all of them have similar or the same personality, the same temperament, the same mix. Is almost impossible. And this is why you need to understand that how people engage when it comes to communication differs. Some people prefer it in written words, some in spoken word. So you must understand how to blend and how to use it at different times. That's why you see organizations have things like all hands, so that it's not only memo, but you engage and speak with each other. That's why you also see teams do things like thank God it's Friday, and then they gather together, they have engagement, interaction, is to improve the communication. That's where teams also have things like stand-ups, so that nothing is hidden. And this is why you need to understand that everyone in your team do not have the same IQ. So don't send a message that is somewhat complex and imagine that everyone understands it. You need to find a way to check in and follow up on those that you are very certain might not understand it at first reading. And those ones, you now find a way to engage them and ensure that they understand what has been communicated. In fact, if you are able to learn new things that people do not understand on things you have communicated, an email that has been sent, you can do an addendum to it. You can do a follow-up or a follow-through to say, following what has been said, these points have been, identified that some people do not understand or follow through or, accept. And then you send that across to the team. Great leaders don't just relay information, they further genuine dialogue. Remember, the goal of communication is not to say something. The goal of communication is to pass a message and ensure the other party understands and can work with that message. That is the goal of communication. And it is critical as a leader that you improve your skill, both in written and spoken communication. And as much as possible, I don't want to overstate this, but make your communication as simple as possible. As simple as possible. If you can run away from acronyms, run away from them. When you use them, explain them. So that as much as possible, people can follow, people can implement, people can learn, people can do all that is expected of them without saying that, oh, but I thought this was what was meant. Now, communication skills top every manager's training needs. Managers rank communication skills as their number one training priority. 70% of team engagement stems from management communication quality. Transparent, communicative leaders see higher trust and performance. Now, poor communication leads to confusion, frustration, and turnover. This is given. And don't come out as a leader and say, communication is my problem. No, it cannot be your problem. You need to fix it. You need to find a way to make it work, because that is your role as a leader. Your role is to ensure that you get everyone on the same boat and you can move in the same direction. Imagine you are canoeing, and in paddling the canoe, you are paddling in different directions. This is what communication can cause, because it simply means that as you are paddling, drawing the water, backward for the boat to move forward, some people will be pushing backward for the boat to move backward. And at the end of the day, the force from both parties will cancel out. And the result that is supposed to be achieved will not be achieved. And this is where organizations suffer. This is where people burn out. This is where people say, I don't just get it. I don't just get her. who is this, who is that. It's simply because of poor communication. All right, the mouth that speaks much reveals the emptiness of the heart. This is an Ethiopian proverb. The heart that speaks much reveals the emptiness of the heart. True leadership communication is not about speaking the most, but about speaking meaningfully. Listen deeply, speak purposefully, and let your words carry the weight of understanding. Now, my personal advice also is move on when your team members make more sense on a discourse. Don't overflog the matter. Don't make it look like your voice must be the last to be heard. No, that is like you have an inferiority complex problem. Oh, I'm a leader, I must speak like no. Oh, I must rephrase. No. Immediately someone has said something, it makes sense, you're in a meeting, move on. They ask you, do you have anything to add? Tell them no. All that has been said so far is clear, is good enough, and I believe the team can work with it. Move on. In fact, sometimes when things are said from other team members to other team members, it carries a calm flow within the team than it coming from you, because you as a leader might not know that you are putting unnecessary pressure with what is spoken and what is said by the team. And that's why sometimes you need to be careful the amount of meetings you bring your team members into. Too much of meetings, too much of speaking, achieve nothing at the end of the day. All right. We are almost getting to the half part of the communication or the conversation. And I think I'd love us to end on this note because of our time. Our time is fast spent. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking the time to be here. And I hope you've learned one or two things. It's been exciting for me to share some of these things. And I really want to continue inspiring and encouraging you on your journey to growth and being a successful professional. Now, delegate tasks and empower your team. And I say that you need to soar on the wings of your team. You are only one person after all. You are not omnipresent. You are not an almighty. You are just one person, just one. So you need to learn the act of delegation and how to empower your team, that even when they fail on the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, or the fifth time of working on that report for you, it will be better. All right. Now, let go of the solo performer mindset. The mindset where you have to do everything. I mean, they shine. I mean, go do am. I mean, no am. No. Leave those mindsets. Come into the mindset that your success is now measured by your team's output, not your output. You are just one person. But that cumulative, work done by your team, added together, the cumulative part of it, is what will be measured. So you need to trust team members with important tasks. Don't say, oh, the line manager, the previous guy was doing it himself. No, you are not the previous guy. If the previous guy was better or, should be kept on the roll, you will not have the opportunity. So now that you are there, you need to understand that you have to do things better and you have to do things in a way that will give your team a holistic, contributory opportunity, not the part where you are the only one shining, you are the only one doing the important task. No. Now, provide clear instructions, then step back. So learn to understand that if the instructions is clear enough, and that's why when you do things like standard operational procedure, people says that write it in a word that even a 5-year-old will understand. That's the reason. So that the instruction is clear, then you step back. In testing most SOPs, you realize that it's just very non-consistent, that 2 or 3 people will pick one SOP and implement it in 3 different ways. That is not a clear instruction. So you need to find a way as a team leader to ensure that the instructions you are providing is very clear, and then you now step back. Now, avoid the trap of I will just do it myself. No. You will just kill yourself. You will just die early. You will just not be a great leader. You will not just be productive. You will not just be excited about the role. You will just see yourself doing the job of your team and the job you were doing previously, and the team's performance will dip. So avoid that trap of I will just do it myself. No, don't just do it yourself. Empower others to grow and take ownership. Now, one thing about letting go is that you are not losing anything. You are rather gaining more. Delegation isn't giving up control. It is multiplying your power. I think we need to take a sip of water on this one. And it's really important. Delegation isn't giving up control. It's multiplying your impact. In fact, what you can do is that try to build a team that is ambidextrous, meaning that if there are 5 reports, for example, in your team, and it's assigned to 5 individuals, build a team such that after a quarter or after 3 to 6 months of doing those reports, you swap and interchange the people that will do the report. So that at the end of the day, if possible, one person can comfortably and conveniently produce 3 to 4 reports. In that way, you realize the strength of your team, the weaknesses of your team, and they will grow, meaning that you are almost preparing them to then be very relevant as to growing in leadership role or even opportunity that exists outside the organization. So delegation isn't giving up your control, it's multiplying your impact. And as we end, we'll need to look at some, insights. The delegation struggle. Most new managers fail to effectively delegate. 40% of new supervisors struggle with providing support during conflict. Many fall into the micromanagement trap. I'll just do it is the most common new manager mistake. Effective delegation boosts both team capacity and individual morale. The inability to delegate is the fastest path to burnout and team stagnation. You will just kill yourself, in quotes. You will just put yourself through a lot of stress that is avoidable. And that can lead you on the path to burnout, team stagnation, and even lack of fulfillment on the road. All right, wisdom for preparation. The strength in others. A single bracelet does not jingle. I'm sure our sisters and our mothers understand this better than every one of us. Just as a single bracelet makes no sound, a leader working alone creates no harmony. True power comes from orchestrating the talent of many, not the effort of one. True power comes from orchestrating the talent of many, not the effort of one. So as we close out, I'd love you to drop in the comments which part of these habits or this action do you resonate more as a leader? Which one do you think you need to start doing right now to help you to be better as we close out? And I'd love to just quickly take the points we've covered. Embrace continuous learning, seek mentors and peer support, cultivate emotional intelligence, communicate clearly and listen actively, delegate tasks, and empower your team. It's been my pleasure to be with you this afternoon. I've loved the session myself. I've learned one or two things. I'd love to ask that if you have any question, please drop it in the comment box. Let's learn together. Let's support each other as we explore new ways that we can do things. Thank you so much for all that you are doing. Thank you for the great work as leaders. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be discouraged. Next week, we'll further speak about part 2, and I'll add 5 more things that I believe we can do, and some of the things organization also can pick up on beyond those 5 things we've learned today. on how you transit on your journey from being a solo performer to a superstar, to a team leader, to a leader that people look up to and say, thank God that's my leader. Thank goodness that great leader is who I'm working with. And that's where I believe you will metamorphose into. Let's continue the conversation on LinkedIn, on X, and on Facebook. Thank you for joining today's session. I'd love to see you next week, and I hope it's going to be a great time for every one of us, fulfilling our objectives, our KPIs, solving the great, interesting challenges or problems in front of us, and moving on to doing great, cool, and nice things. Bye for now, and see you next week.